This is the story of my visit to my friend's house. I went to my friend's house by motorcycle. It was the first time for me to go to his house, and it was a bit far and in the countryside, so there were few streets and landmarks. But I was able to get there without getting lost. It was so easy that it was almost a straight road, so I thought I would not get lost on the way back. Still, it was a country road, and visibility would be poor after dark, so I thought I would return home early. It was around 10 p.m., much later than originally planned, because other friends had gathered and the party had become more exciting. On the way back, I was riding my motorcycle on the same road I had taken on the way there. But the streetlights were sparse, the area was already dark and difficult to see, and there was no sign of anyone at all. It was more eerie than I expected to be riding alone on an empty road, and I felt anxious, but I just kept going, trying to keep moving forward. I was not the type of person who rarely got lost, and I had never forgot a road I had been on, so I just kept telling myself that I would be fine even if it was dark. By this time I was already regretting the fact that it was getting late. At first it was a road I had taken before, but then somehow I took the wrong road, and ended up on what looked like a mountain road. Since it was a straight road on the way there, it should be the same on the way back. There was no way I could have taken a road I didn't pass, so I felt like I had been trapped by spirits, and I was starting to break out in a disgusting sweat. I wondered if the road I took on the way there might have had a side road and I got lost on it. I thought about turning back, but I thought it must have been a straight road, so I just kept going, thinking that if I kept going, I would find a road I knew. However, the road was the same whether I ran or not, and the only light was my bike's light. The road was not flat, so I concentrated on running. About 30 minutes after entering the mountain road, I saw a car parked in front of me and two figures inside. Relieved, I stopped my bike to ask for directions and, relying on my cell phone light, approached them and called out, "Excuse me." However, neither of them responded no matter how many times I called out to them. And upon closer inspection, I saw that they had an eerily pale skin color. I was so frightened that I jumped on my bike and rode off, praying over and over in my mind like this: get home. Get to the house, get home. Soon after, I saw a figure walking in the distance. I could no longer believe it was a person because of what had just happened, and I couldn't stop sweating. I suppressed my desire to run away, increased my speed, and was about to overtake the person. And then, only the person's head suddenly whipped around and turned toward me and started laughing eerily. Crying out of fear and panic, I frantically drove my motorcycle. I could not turn around for fear that I might be chased. The next thing I knew, I was on a street I knew, with streetlights and cars passing by. Free from tension and fear, I stopped the bike and sat down on the street. What was that all about? It was as if I had been in another world for an hour or so. I was really glad to be back, but the experience is still eerie and makes me shudder when I remember it now.